Fuck, I didn't mean to go into this one.
Traveling to Dorado.
I wanted to just import all the codes first. I have a lot of imported codes on this. And then song. Right. Start with Ilios, I guess. Why not just start from the beginning?
Now arriving at Ilios. Ready for battle.
So I think I said it when we were in chat before. But I wanted to put one second, let me turn my sound down a little bit.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture
So
the objective.
the comp that I wanted to run before Gutsy put himself in was I wanted to run Tracer Kree, Double Bubble, and then Moira Lucio. Pretty much what the other team is running, but they're running a ball instead of a Zarya. I don't know whether looking at a team with a better like long range hit scan. So obviously we're going up against Callum this week. I don't know whether we need the Widow or whether we want the McCree to just brawl and just win in the neutral. Thanks, Latark. So I want to try the scrim this week. Who are we scrim? We're scrimming Lebanized. That scrim won't help that much. Yeah, I think I want to try Lucio Moira, run Tracer Kree to Tracer Kree to start with, and then run Double Bubble and try that. Because as you'll find here, this is a fucking nightmare for Mei. Because there's nothing really that can help her against a ball monkey jumping on her head. I think we switched to Brig. Yeah, we switched to Brig. So we play with the more static backline. But in this comp, what's going to be helping English, like, take space, is just Bubble. And we just kind of get rolled. First fight. So you can't. The problem that we faced here was we tried to run at their comp head first, and against Moira, especially since Gutsy wasn't in the fight. Trying to remember what buttons are. I don't know what I clicked. Okay, well I accidentally restarted the VOD, so go me.
3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
I only know bindings for PC. Don't mind me. Especially since... Where's Gutsy? Like, Gutsy's not in this first fight. We are taking a 5 versus 6. Where they already have the advantage in the head-to-head. So that was just a very poorly taken first fight from us. And... I feel like I think in the meta right now, Anna is not great. So I think running the... Oh, my controller's gonna die. Good start. Running either the Moira or the Baptiste is needed in any comp. Right. Let's try this one again. Now that I can, you know, actually talk again. Yeah. Point being, run Moira Lucio. Because it's a lot safer of a backline, and they're just going to get off scot-free diving into an Anna every time. Because unless Mei is landing like 5-man anti-nades to soak up all their Moira's healing, she's not good. Like, you're not going to be able to get more value than a Moira. Yeah. Okay, so kicking over extends, but trade for the Mei, or well, not for the Mei, but for Mei. And you've lost your Anna, and at this point, you're like, I can't believe you actually got that kill. Jesus Christ. Okay, never mind. Apparently, I am wrong. Yeah, you do manage to turn cap, and they're just gonna have to turn tail and run. See, I don't like their comp. I don't like your opposition's comp either. Alu fucks up royally, and Alu will admit to that one himself. It's a nice hack by Gutsy. And I like the fact that Zoom is playing like I'm just gonna pause it here whilst I explain this. I like the fact that Zoom is, you know, is playing like next to Mei, but because the backline is having to be peeled for so much, English is by himself. And this was the issue that I said right at the beginning before I'd even watched this back, was English is going to be by himself too much. And against a McCree, a Tracer, and Like, McCree's the only thing he can properly dive. And that's not even a guaranteed... Like, Monkey doesn't win that 9 times out of 10. Or 8 times out of 10, whatever. Especially with... Like, look at how close McCree is playing to his Moira. Like, the Lucio... Like, Boostio is a Reddit Lucio. He will be wherever the fuck he wants to be. But because of how split everyone has to... Like... English thinks he needs to get value out of his Monkey to just outright win a fight. Whereas you're playing a much more pokey, you have more sustain, you're gonna manage to keep people alive better. But like, Mei hasn't even managed to charge a nano up because English and Mei are playing so different, like so split from each other. So I know English said he was having a bad day, so I will let him off, but I'm still gonna tell him off for it. Mei should be just running away right now. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what her plan is right now, but it's not the right one. Because she should have got punished so hard for doing something like that. Okay, English just fed. It just didn't... English just didn't quite manage to get his primal off, I don't think. But without a monkey, this comp can't take space. Whereas if Nerve or Red Team loses one of their tanks, they can still take space with their comp, because Lucio speed boost. If they get out of position, they can speed boost back into the right position. Or 2, Moira's AoE healing will manage to get them from place to place a lot better. Moira does, you know, big AoE healing, damage, whatever. But you do still have 5 ults here, whereas they only have beat. So if Gutsy... You can still win this fight with EMP High Noon. But you need to get Lucio, and Lucio is not dumb. Like, Boostio is not that bad of a Lucio. He knows that he has to avoid this EMP for his team to win this fight. Because there's Grav, there's EMP, there is High Noon. And he loses otherwise. So Boostio is doing the right thing by hiding, but Gutsy's sat in the backline because he's having to play more of a supporty style because of the comp that we're playing. So I think changing up the backline is good. And I think between Sombra or Tracer, you can do whichever. Again, I think it's probably better though if it's F9, because F9 is a fucking god at literally those 2 characters. I appreciate the solo grab on Unkickin. That just makes me happy. But Boostio's still hiding. But we managed to win the fight without EMP. Please someone heal Alu. And Zoom had no packs. Where's Mei playing? Mei, why are you here? Why are you the closest to their spawn out of our entire team? More importantly, how are you not dead? But if Mei and Zoom had been playing next to each other, Mei would have been able to keep Zoom alive, and that would have been a cleaner fight. What happens this fight? English takes high ground. They jump in. The monkey feeds. We get first pick and we still commit primal. Second pick. I guess it's fine. It would have been nicer to win the fight without having to expend primal. And you also got a pick and then stood here with your tail between your legs. You killed their main tank and their hit scan. Alright? Or you killed their main tank and then sat around. Like... should get more value out of a fight. I know both your DPS have ults, but like Octo's... What's Octo's charge? I can skip past him. God damn it. So Octo's 57, like, with no balls. Like, Octo could have got a lot more ult charge off of this fight if you'd pushed rather than sitting. But because you sat here, like, they've got a free regroup, and now they have 3 ults to just run at you with, and you're not positioned in a way where you can escape this coalescence and a monkey jumping on your head. You are dead. Like, before this fight's even started, your backline is dead. That's if this coalescence doesn't get hit by EMP. Zoom and May get split again. Zoom gets himself picked because of it. May's positioning. No. So, you lost that fight off of bad starting positioning. As soon as you know that they have just run at you ults, you know, Coalescence, they have both support ults, they had mines, they had high noon, they were just going to run at you. You should have positioned a lot further back. And May, I need a word about you sitting on point as an Ana. Please stop doing that. Okay, you do have a high charge Zarya still alive. And you have both supports are back. Gutsy, I think I remember that. Gutsy destroys his own translocator, which is dumb. But this is a huge grab. Because it means that the Primaling Winston gets very little value. Alu chokes, flash high noon. This is just poor target prioritization in a clean up team fight. So as a team, you should force out Moira Fade and kill the Moira. And May, I don't know why the fuck you're here. This is huge from Alu. I think Alu just clutches this. So you kill the Reaper first. Nice, and now you kill the monkey. Okay.
This will restore you. Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
Shut up, PlayStation. So this is where things start to turn sour. So we said try this comp again. I don't know what the idea was for this comp, but whatever it was, you did it wrong. So I'm assuming that, yeah, May switches back to Anna, and you run with the rest of the comp. So a comp like that doesn't want to be playing from here. You want a safe place for your Anna and your Brig to sit. So your Anna can either play up here, because she can see most of point, and she can see in here, and she's relatively safe. The Brig can sit next to her, or the Brig can play down here, and the Anna can drop if someone jumps on her. Whatever. But come play this side, and you're not going to win the head-to-head brawl against what they're running. Obviously, you don't know what they're running at this point. But the way that you play this, where you go here, and English just jumps into a Reaper, is not it, Chief. Is not it. Yeah, against their comp, you're not going to win the head-to-head. Like, at all. Okay, so you do go this side. So why are your supports here? So why are your supports positioning here if you obviously wanted to fight around this side? English jumps in by himself onto the half-health McCree. Sure, but he's got a diva with him, so... Gutsy's by himself over on this left-hand side, just being there. I don't mind the position from Alu, because this gives Alu a lot of good sightlines, but he doesn't need both supports protecting him and no one looking for the monkey. So he jumps in, Diva does good to peel, and now English has to jump away. But now you're in a really bad spot where English has no cooldown sat up here. Like, they're split. They're very heavily split right now. This Brig is by herself. Right? The Brig is by herself. Yeah. Gutsy, why not push the Brig? Why are you shooting the core? You're just shooting tanks. The shooting tanks is not going to get you anywhere. You're playing a flanker. Alu's poking. Like, Octo has to now contest point without personal bubble, because English has used all his cooldowns. It's just a break. So as their monkey jumps in, their Brig comes back around, but this is just a monkey by himself on just Joanna. Does May have nade? May does have nade, so May will be fine. Okay, you do all turn onto the monkey, that's good. Gutsy does manage to live, but the monkey survives as well. English tries to dive the Brig, and their Diva is playing insanely well. But they're now low on heals. Zoom needs to heal up Joanna, and May needs to not be an idiot and push like she is. But that's not what happens. You all walk out and stand next to the edge, and the Lucio gets a huge boot because you all played close to the well against a Reddit Lucio. And this is why I said for your supports to position over here. Because if your supports position here, to get a good angle of the fight that was happening left side, they had to push onto point. And pushing onto point as a support, other than Lucio, is a death sentence. Because this pit right here kills you. Just wanted to let you know. Like, Kikian has done nothing. He's got 30% ult charge. I don't know how Mei only has 55% ult charge after that fight, but we go again. And their D.Va's just gonna get met back for free, so. Never quite understood this play from Boostio, but he lives, so I don't know how we let him get away with that one. English jumps into a Reaper. So what do you do this time? You push through here. Alu, I don't understand what Alu was doing. That's throwing from Alu. And then you just stand there against a you can't brawl. Like I said before, you can't brawl against their comp. Because Reaper exists. And you just lose that fight because of it. I don't know why English is still fighting here. Okay. I don't know. So you do finally manage to kill Boostio, who's been throwing this entire map. That's good, I guess. Monkey's just gonna freely drop because he has primal. And this is a big bomb because it just splits you up. Like, this is the fight here. You would take this fight. Like, they do have control of point, but their Monkey's low without primal. But look at where Zoom has been pushed to because of the primal. Look at where the rest of your team is. Like, your mission here as a team should be to make sure Zoom gets back to Yorana alive. Because English is in primal. Like, the Reaper's already used Wraith. Like, the Reaper's not an issue for, what, 3 seconds? Zoom is in trouble. There is a Monkey, there is a D.Va, there is a McCree, and there is a Lucio staring him in the face. He's instead forced to use Rally to keep himself alive. But now you're in a fight where you have Rally armor and they don't have a Brig. So how do we lose this fight? We take this right side again, that's a good start. What happened over here? Alu's flanking again, but Alu does that when he gets tilted, so god damn it, Alu. I mean, he pulse bombs the floor, so that's kind of lucky, but so Rally's used, group up. Octo retreats inside this room instead of and I just don't like playing this. I don't understand why you keep coming this side. What's your plan, Mei? What's your plan here? Because you're not doing anything right now. English does manage to get mech. This is just very poor, like, just overall play. And then you're all gonna die to the death puzzle. Big thing, don't come this side. Please stop it. Alu, stop flanking. I know that I yell at you when I'm in, to play with me, but you need to do it when it's not just me in. You need to... I don't know whether I need to tell May to yell at you, or what. Play with your fucking team, please.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
Okay, what do you run this time? Monkey, Diva. I think this comp is just better. Oh no, I remember what you do. You fuck up the TP. Okay. So...
5, 4, 3,
you guys kind of cook yourself here.
1.
Um,
Round 3. Capture the objective.
so you go for the TP, and you TP up here. And then you all drop around this side. And they have a free Reaper, like... So they get to point first, despite the fact you have sim and speed. And because you're late to point, that's the freest anti-nade of Rotom's life. Around the side.
Ready for battle. Round 3. Capture the objective.
So Ali, you want to TP to here. If you're going to do this. And then just run forward. I don't understand how you were so slow at spawn. Yeah, so there is like other minor things. So I think Octo should have been DMing English a little bit more during that. But that anti-nade was just so big, it just won them the fight. But it only really won them the fight because we were late. Bobby. Zoom actually escapes with his life. Don't know how that happened, but it did. So, we're going up. So how do we go about retaking this? Pushing back main.
This will heal you.
Time to raise my APM. Boosters engaged.
How? Okay, so they retreat back to point.
This will heal you.
Time to raise my APM.
Flashbang. Poking, poking. I think that's just on English.
Get into position.
Or it's on a bit of both of the tanks, really. Octo wasted his DM too much. Before the high noon was before the high noon was pulled. English was not ready for them to speed out of the doorway. Happens. That's a nice boot zoom. I appreciate that one. May's dead. May should just die, I think. Yeah. So as soon as that fight, like, started to go badly, jump off the map. If you do that, like, after a fight, or, like, instead of staggering, like you do here, if you just jump off the map, you can get, like, 1 extra fight per map in. And it's really useful. Because now English is pushed up without without either of his supports or his diva. If the other team was aware, they probably could have punished this. But you're still pushing in without you, Moira. Okay, now your Moira's back. But Octo's won, so Octo is gonna need basically all of the healing resources in his face. It's a nice shatter. What stunned him? What stunned English? I also want to know how Gutsy died. What the fuck happened to Gutsy? Did he just get... Did he just get DPS diffed? Good from English to block the shatter. He just got DPS diffed. Oh, he got slept! Jesus Christ, Rotom. Okay, Rotom carried that fight. Okay, GG go next. Anti-naded both tanks, slept the charge that would have killed his Reinhardt. GG go next. Had Alu used his flashbang before the before Kickin used his primal, used his ult. That was a very nice block. No, Alu was just nowhere near. He was just late getting over there. So was Octo. Okay. It's just pretty bad reaction time. Yeah, so Gutsy lost the duel to the McCree. This is what I'm saying in, like, Alu, you need to play, like, if you know they've got Blossom, either Octo needs to play next to the backline, but Octo needs to play next to English because of how aggressive English is playing. Then it's on your McCree to play next to your backline so the McCree can flashbang the ults. I don't know whether you knew what ults they had, but if you didn't, then that's something that we need to work on as well. It's just ult checks. Okay. We have to pin for touch, so English is just dead after that. This is a nice death blossom, but I can't believe he actually fucking lives with the amount of CC that they have. Was it the beat that saved? What saved English here? Because he just pinned to point to touch. I might have to steal that pin spot, because that was cool. That was cinematic as fuck. It was actually just the Death Blossom. That's good DM from Octo as well, to make sure that he doesn't die during it. So they know he's here, but just a single diva contesting the Reaper is not gonna work. That's just very nice DM for Octo, making sure that no stuns can kill the Death Blossom, and then he just gets pinned because pinned into a diva bomb. Why not? And they manage to clean up the rest of the fight. Now they have Shatter and High Noon, so I think they just, like, unless this Shatter gets blocked, I know it's the flank high noon that catches you all out, actually. Never mind. Were you going for a pin, English? I assume you was, because Octo was throwing his bomb. Yeah. English went for a pin. That's unlucky timing. And they just win the fight, because flank high noon just killed the rest of you. It's just very unfortunate timing on that one. What to play on that one? So I think retaking with your comp is much harder than defending with it. So because they won the first fight, they were able to set up their Anna McCree on point with a diva just bodyguarding them, so there was absolutely nothing that you could do about it. I think at that point, you're not going to get much value out of the way Gutsy plays Reaper. Gutsy is a flank Reaper. He doesn't shoot the front line. He goes for assassinations in the back line or dueling the DPS. So you either A, get Gutsy off Reaper onto something that you can win the frontline battle with better, or B, tell Gutsy to shoot the tanks. Because the amount of times that Gutsy was either flanking, taking duels with their DPS, or whatever. I understand that might work against tier 2, but it will not at all work against tier 3. And it's throwing. So you have to play as a 6 versus 6. You can't just go solo carry by yourself. Doesn't happen. It goes for everyone. Alu, you went flanking way too much this map as well. Gutsy did it. Whatever. Okay? That's my first point. I think the rest of it is fine. You mirrored them, but their comp's just much better at defense. It's much harder to attack with this, with the way you're playing it. So I think the comp is okay. Might have switched Alu onto Ashe. I think Ashe would have worked okay. You still need the stun for the Reaper though, so maybe not. I think Ashe McCree would have worked. The Ashe would pretty much be free, as long as they because if the Diva goes to dive the Ashe, that's a lot of pressure you can put onto the Reinhardt at that point. And the Ashe can just drop off high ground if they're up there to the Moira, and between Moira Ashe, they shouldn't die to a Diva. So yeah, that's what I got for that last one. I think, yeah, changing the comp for the first two. Where is my document that I can write down these comps on? Here it is. Let me grab. Is that my password to get in? It is my password to get in. Okay. I do have enough space on my OneDrive. What are you talking about? Stop lying to me. Alright, so let me just get rid of some space so I can actually type in this fucking document. Because it's being annoying.
Victory.
Oh, now my internet's melting. Okay. There we go. Alright, there should be enough room. I can actually type on this now. Alright, so, Ilios, we'll do it in the order that was on here. So, Ruins, we want, Monkey, Zarya, Moira, Lucio, and then Tracer slash Sombra, McCree, Cree can switch to Widow. Yeah, right. Do that. Next one is well. So on well, we run the monkey again. We run. I think on well. I think Diva would be better on well. Could try Zen. Zen break. You'd have to position very well on Zen though. Not play like a Papega. It might work. If you want to run Zen Brig, you run the Diva. Then get McCree. I don't know what the other DPS would be. What would I get the other DPS to be? I don't know shit about DPS characters, okay? Could always try Pharmacy. Pharmacy on well? We don't have a Pharah though. Could go like Ash Pocket, Tracer. Nothing to peel for a backline then. It'd have to depend on how the Ana played, if you want to do that. God, give me more self-survivable supports, please. Not ones that require 24/7 protection. Could do the equivalent of Panda Brawl. Go Moira, Monkey, Diva, Ash Pocket, Reaper? Just make space for Alu. Diva can peel. If Monkey jumps in, they've got Reaper. Well, fuck it, I got no better idea. So Monkey, Diva, Reaper, Ash, Mercy, Moira. Fucking Panda Brawl, dude. Bringing it back. I fucking don't know what else to do. I don't think we've won well in months. So we can do something different. We can afford to do something different. And then Lighthouse. You can go Rhine, Diva. I think your thing was okay. Depends on what they're playing. Again. I think what you were running was fine, but you just need to play it better. Yeah, it's fine. Numbani. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Only taken me an hour, but I've done one map. Go me.
Traveling to Numbani. Ready for battle.
So the other team played this really funny,
Attackers incoming. 30 seconds.
where they stuck. So Ash played by herself. They used the Ash and the Anna as bait, and then just counter dove you. So the Ash would drop down to point by herself. So firstly, why are the DPS this way round? First, why are the DPS this way round? Don't understand.
5, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Time to raise my APM.
Oh, stick drift. Okay.
Activated. Time to raise my APM.
So, why? You dove in here knowing that your Anna was not going to be able to see you. So my big question is why? Because now May's caught in no man's land. Alu's flying up in the air against an uncontested Ash. And the rest of you die as well. That was a bad dive. That was just a bad dive. Don't like your comp either. Or should I say, your comp isn't bad. Your pathing is awful. So if you want to hard commit with a dive, go underneath. If you're going to stage a dive from main, stage it. Staging a dive from main is difficult because of where the Ashe is playing. You have to force the Ashe off the high ground, but the Ashe just drops down to point next to her Anna and she is safe. So, you have to play in a very specific way if you want to dive against their comp. Because Kick-In is a Reaper one trick and will play Reaper religiously. Especially since Reaper is going to be very good next patch. We fell for this bait, hook, line, and sinker. Hey look, there's an uncontested Ashe on the point again. Mei pushes out by herself. Kanji should have probably tried to save Mei. And they lost no one. Jesus Christ. I think, like, going through it, we know we played this bad. And I'm sure on a better day, we wouldn't have done the things. So I'm going to try and come up with a comp that suits us a bit better. Because... Soul Snatchers, is that the team? Soul Snatchers are not going to play like this. Soul Snatchers are going to stick Callum on Ashe with a Mercy Pocket right here. And he's going to sit here and shoot. And they are going to protect him with everything they got. So... I think that if they're going to do something like that, a best course of action is taking point either down here, or we, I don't know how you would do some convoluted rotation and get us in here, and play from here, and play from point, because at that point he has to poke out really far from that high ground. Or we do... I'm stealing Panda strats because I think Panda strats would actually be not that bad. So Panda strat was Monkey, Ana, Sigma, Mercy, Ashe. We ran Pharmacy, but I don't think... I mean, if they're going to stick Callum just uncontested on that high ground, I don't think Pharmacy is the right choice, especially with this pathing. I think... I'm trying to think what the best pathing would be. Because I don't know whether Sig would be able to sustain against that. I'm trying to think what the rest of the comp would be. I don't know. Soul Snatcher's game wasn't streamed, I don't think. So I can't even see whether they preferred Monkey comps or Rhine comps. I'm going to assume Monkey because everyone plays dive on this map. So I think running... Monkey can't dive by himself, you need a diva. I trust Alu to click heads. Do something along the lines of Ashe stays hidden. This obviously you get one attempt at, and if it doesn't work, then something else has to happen. But the core takes down here. So you take Ana, you take Monkey, Sig, and you pressure point from here. At that point, whoever's on high ground has to turn their attention to here. I'd run probably Sombra, I think. I don't know what other DPS you'd run. Could run a Reaper to counter their dive like they're doing, which I don't fucking understand Reaper and dive, but apparently it works. So, What do we usually run on offense? Ignoring this, we run Anna, Mercy, Monkey, Diva, and then DPS depend. It's usually Ashe. And then the other DPS depends on who's in. I think I want the other DPS to be either Reaper or Sombra. And that DPS, no matter which one it is, plays with the core of the so if it's a Sombra, I want the Sombra to coordinate with the Ashe. That when the Ashe wants to take a peek, to start taking the duel, I want the Sombra to then come out of invisibility and just annoy the fuck out of the Ashe that's on this high ground. And then only then does the Ashe pop. Like only then does the Ashe take the duel. Obviously, by that point, the rest of the team is going to be trying to contest the Sigma, Winston, and the Anna. Probably with somewhat similar to what they've got. But, Monkey Diva, as long as the nade doesn't get eaten, well, whether it's me or Mayan, as long as the nade doesn't get eaten when we're fighting down here, we should be okay. So English at first. I don't know whether people are going to watch this, but whatever. At first English, I don't want you to like commit onto the Ashe. I want our first fight to be taken with trying to focus on the duel first. And it's really hard to win a duel when your own monkey is in front of you in the Ashe. So, at first, I want you to hold off and just pressure point from down here. And then either if the duel is still ongoing and you're being pressured out too much by the Ashe, or if we lose the duel, or whatever happens, then you commit with the Sombra onto the high ground. Because that way, if there is an Anna up here as well, that's still a lot of free damage that Ashe is doing. Sombra is going to be getting a lot of ult charge as long as Sombra doesn't get slept, because sleep is the only bit of CC they'd have up here. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck their other DPS is going to be, so bear with me. F9 is here now. Hello, F9. Yeah, so I think that's what I want. At least for offense. That's first point offense. I think you can keep the comp rolling into second, because by that point you should have EMP, Primal, Nano. Should be able to snowball pretty well. Third point, we're pretty good at third point. We switch to Brawl and we just win out because we are the better team. So it's just the points where there's odd things that we need a specific comp for. Yeah, right, let me write this down so I have everything. Numbani! Attack. No, why is it doing this to me? Right, Numbani attack. I want Monkey, Sig, Ashe, Sombra, Mercy, Anna. I want to try that. Again, these comps are... yeah, I already said F9. we knew, like, we know we played fucking awfully this map. Not gonna talk about it. We're just gonna move. I'm just gonna talk about what I want to try next scrim, because I could go on for ages about this map. So, Mercy instead of Brig to pocket Alu. I don't know. We don't understand. God damn it. Didn't save. I do have enough space on my OneDrive. Stop lying to me. God damn it. Can I just delete all this? Yeah, I can. Look, this entire thing. Look, this entire folder. Get out of here. Please and thank you. Delete. Go away. No way, there's still more shit in here. Oh my god. Oh, anyway, that's enough. That's enough room. I can continue typing now. Right, let's type in Numbani again. So Numbani attack. I wanted Monkey, Sig, Ash, Sombra, Mercy, Anna. So F9. Plan for this one. Assuming Soul Snatchers are going to pocket the fuck out of Callum, because that's all they ever do. Plan is, we beat them. So, I like that plan. Plan is, we go, Monkey, Sig, Anna, push round down here. Sombra is going to come around. We're going to scout where their team is. Assuming that Ash, Anna, Mercy, some kind of core will be playing up here. Because that's what more or less every tier 3 team does. Or tier 2 team does. You'll understand it in a second. The Sig can be changed for a Diva. It's just something that I wanted to try. But basically, the Ashe is going to come from main, and the Ashe is only going to take the duel with the other Ashe when the Sombra is in a position to distract. So whether it's you or Gutsy or whatever we end up doing, flank around here, and you're going to sit sort of here until the Ashe is ready to take the duel. Once Alu's ready to take the duel, then you uncloak and try and distract as much as you can, whilst Alu assumingly clicks heads, because Alu is very good at doing that, so I have faith that he will. By this point, they'll either have had to commit Diva, Monkey, whatever other tank they've got, up onto this high ground to come peel for the Ashe, probably. And at that point, we have entirety of map control for Monkey to pressure out. And I know English is good enough to know where he can jump and where he can't. And the Sig is mostly here to make sure that the Anna doesn't get just headshot by the Ashe off the beginning of the match. Because whilst we're setting up, hopefully we're going to be like poking and doing things, trying to get, you know, Ana ult charge so that we get nano fast, whatever. But being an Ashe uncontested for the first couple of seconds can still do a lot of damage. So the plan, I think at least, is to have the Sigma there and ready to shield, grasp, whatever, to protect Ana. So Ana can, like, Ana gets a free nade up here to help the Sombra or whatever. But we're kind of making sure that when we commit onto this high ground, or if they're up here or wherever they are, we can win in like one fight. If it doesn't win, then we go back to what we know, which is switch whichever off tank we have in back onto the D.Va, and we just hard commit, and we make space for Alu that way. This is me being slightly more wary because we know that this team is better than every team we've scrimmed. Like, other than Nerve, but we played dumb shit against Nerve, so that's the plan. Fuck knows whether it's gonna work or not. But that's between you and Alu to coordinate. Because like the first fight is on you, because I know how good you two are as a duo. So I'm banking on you two being able to coordinate your attack really smartly, and then you'll have mine or May's anti-nade. You'll have English to follow up on your damage. Should work. Why is Alu gonna play? Alu's playing Ashe, but he has a Mercy pocket. So he'll be coming from main with a Mercy pocketed Ashe. By that point, there's too many things for them to be distracted by that Alu will be pretty much free to do whatever the fuck he wants. As for defense, I think our defense on this map is usually pretty good. A defense on this map is usually pretty good. Stick damage boosted Ashe on high ground with the Ana. Junk or Echo, depending on what they've been playing. If they're playing like Rhine or something like that, I say go Junkrat. If they're running Monkey, then go Echo. Monkey D.Va just sits on the high ground, does whatever. Our defense is usually pretty good. As long as we don't jump headfirst into Reaper, we should be okay. We're usually pretty good at this map, so I'm not making too many changes to what we usually run. So we just kind of go with what we know. Being run. And then we go Mercy. Mercy. Ana. Okay. So that map done. Volskaya Industries. Okay. I spent an hour on Ilios. We're not spending an hour on every map again. I don't have that much time. This map hurt.
Attackers incoming
Yeah, we actually get me and F9 in now. Oh, feels good. And I kind of don't want to watch first fight because I just throw. So don't really want to talk about first fight, but I think that this comp is okay and will work against and will shush F9 shush, nothing happened, okay. I think this comp will work against teams that aren't as good as Nerve, because Nerve are smart enough to know the rotations that they need to make in order to catch Alu out, and we just simply didn't rotate fast enough. So Alu and Kanji were playing up on this high ground, I think, and then they went right side, and Alu and Kanji started rotating away, but didn't get out fast enough. So I think so I think the comp is okay, but I need to not throw, and in turn not just get raging killed. The team we're playing is obviously not going to run what Nerve does, because kicking is a Reaper one trick and wants to play nothing but Reaper. So I think this comp is good, and I think it will work better against a team with less brains. How did we actually win this fight in the end? So Raging pinged the Reaper. Is it just Alu clicking heads? Is Alu F9 just clicking heads? Okay. Yeah, just Alu F9 clicking heads and Octo somehow not dying. I don't understand. But, you know, we take those. Yeah. You just, between the two of you, you just killed everything. Like, what is Boostio doing? But why? What was the point in that? Okay, so they do this the rotation. And I think it was Octo that called it. I think it was Octo that called it, but we should have met them up here. But Raging didn't react to the call. So we didn't get a shield there in time to go save. I think instead of going the high ground way around, Alu and Kanji should have just dropped, because we would have been able to help them faster, and that way they can just drop down and go around up to here, and they can sit on here because, well, there's nothing on their team that wants to sit on the high ground except maybe the McCree. So yeah, I'd say switching, coming down main and down so we can fight more clumped up here would have been better. But yeah, we just lose that fight because we just get pinned after that. I mean, you win the duel though, F9, so too bad the rest of the team is throwing. I don't understand how he gets kill credit there, but he does, so. This was my warm-up game. So I die here again first. Because I get Reddited and Reaper TP'd on. So I just die. Boom, I'm dead. That's a very nice... there's a good flux to stop them aggressing. And Alu kills the Reaper that dived me, and we've got Valk, so... They royally fuck up that grab. I think they win. I think they win this fight if grab happens. If they don't fuck up that grab. So yeah, I just get hard committed on. There's no one around to help me. Raging gets caught out because of it. But we do trade back one. And... okay. So breaking Rhine's shield actually is really good here. Because it means that they can't protect... they can't deny the Mercy res because of it. And that's just a... I assume that their Rhine didn't have pin here. So I switched off Anna when I had Nano, which is kind of dumb of me, but at the same time I was so sick of being Reddit Lucio that I said fuck it and switched to Moira. So yeah, we're gonna ignore the fact that Alu teabagged. So I think that what we were running first point was okay. But I think that was okay. I think what we ran going to second point was fine, but yeah, I was frustrated as fuck. Because he was doing that the entire first two maps as well and not getting punished, and it bothered me. I think Alu needs to play on high ground with me to start with, if we're going to do that, especially against their comp, because I can't be playing by myself, but the safest place for me to play is that high ground. So I either needed to play on this high ground with Alu up with me, or I needed to play like underneath here or something like that. So that's my bad. I either needed to com with Alu a bit better or whatever it was. So I quickly learned my lesson after that one, Chief. This was really unfortunate for you. It's the next fight. So we're just kind of poking, prodding. So you get a bit too caught out, and I'm healing you up, and then you get... oh, it must be the next one. Next time you do it then. Whatever happened, yeah, you get firestruck, and it was sad. Right as I was healing. So this is a nice pick. The Reaper's behind. That was a very nice rock from Octo. And I did not need to use that, but I didn't realize that they'd pushed out. Yeah, I got the fight wrong. It's my mistake. Yeah, I didn't need to call here. But I thought that they were still trying to push because the Reaper TP'd into the backline. So my assumption was that kicking wasn't throwing and that they were aggressing, but it was kicking and throwing. So... oh no.
Reduce your expectations to 0.
And now they have 5 ults. And... is it this? It's this. Like, you can see me get you up to half health, but the fire strike just kills you. And then that was just a huge speed, high noon, shatter. They basically just pressed Q and won. So unfortunate. But this was what we were saying during the game, was we needed to have pressed Q faster because we knew that they were coming in with all the ults. So we needed the Flux and the High Noon to go as soon as they rounded that corner, but we didn't. And we let them take the space with High Noon Shatter, and then they even had grab for our recontest, so we weren't gonna make it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, we turned this one around. So I think the comp is fine. I think you switch off the Mercy though, because I don't think the Mercy does anything after the snowball, trying to stop the snowball with Valk. So I think Kanji should have switched to either the Lucio or the Brig, whichever one, because you just don't get much value out of the Mercy once you switch off of the Ashe. And here we say, fuck it, we're mirroring. See, I love this map. Because it's the first time I've ever shot called in a match. And I only started shot calling going into second, like second thingy. Going into attack, and that felt really good. Let me write down our defense thing. So Volskaya defense. If I could spell defense, that would be nice. So we go Rhine, Sig, / Diva, and then we go Ashe, Tracer, Merciana, or Mercy Bap. I think Bap's better, actually. Best shot quality, let's go. Now, I was frustrated with how I was playing, so when I get frustrated, I pick up comms instead, because it makes up for how bad I'm playing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Right, yeah, we lose this first fight. Alu goes for a duel with the Sombra and loses, and then Raging gets one shot. So this was where I started saying that we need to... That was a nice pick, by the way. Actually managing to kill Lucio. Yeah, the Lucio threw defense. So he threw second point, didn't he? So I think no matter what they try to do, I think that what we do will work. Where we just fucking run them over. Yeah, we take out the tanks first and then go for the rest of them. So I think that sort of style of like brawly, just run at them is probably best for offense. Pardon me. Because you charge Coalescence so fast in this style, and you just get so much value out of it. So I think run basically the same thing for Volskaya. Yeah, this was the one map where we actually I was out of heals, so I was violently trying to get heals back so that I could heal you and Zarya up. So I think that sorry, as I'll say, this is the one map where we actually punished Boostio. for playing dumb. And surprise, surprise, we won. So, go us. I remember us saying we want to take a dry fight, and then I faded EMP and we won. So, this felt good. So this was a dry fight, and Boostio threw. Oh, that felt good, dude. That's a big 2 picks. And we killed him coming out of... Our target focus here was actually, like, really nice as well. And then that's a nice boop as well. I can't touch. This was just... That was just a very nice fight from us. Again, punish the Lucio for being shit. Managed to kill the Rhine out of Shatter as well. If they landed that Shatter, I don't think we win that fight. So that was huge. Because I get shattered out of Cole. Zarya gets shattered. I think Lucio gets shattered. I think the only one that would still be upright would be the DPS. Yeah, tier 3 gameplay.
Ready for battle.
Half of their team is not tier 3. I'm sorry. Rotom is not a tier 3 support. I think Boostio is, but he just wants to... Like, I don't blame Boostio. He just sits and has fun, like, playing really aggressive. But it's so punishable. That he can't get away with it. He shouldn't be able to get away with it most of the time. I don't think Coco is that good at main tank either. But I think if English was having a better day, it kind of shows how big main tanks are. That nah, they saw you, that's why. You peeked out ever so slightly F9, so they figured out where you was. But that... I don't even know how the fuck that happened, but that was very nice. From Alu. 4 versus 5. So yeah, we just have to hold here. This Shatter is fucking mahoosive. Boom. And they accidentally Boostio instead of nanoing Rhine. Tier 3 gameplay, by the way. Yeah, your Golden Gun exposed you. This is tier 3 gameplay. Tier 3 gameplay.
60 seconds remaining.
And then he's forced to just jump off the map to reset, so... I don't know. But we managed to sustain that fight really well, despite losing both DPS. Raging played really well to keep his shield alive and not give up too much space. Because if we'd been, like, fully cornered in that room, it probably would have been curtains for us. So, we did really well at holding space. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Trade that Kanji, but it should be okay. Because we just blow up their Death Blossom before he can do anything, and we just win. Because we are just the better team, so... Fuck out of here, Nerve. Yeah. Like... I'd just like to point out we have the better main tank. Like shattered shield, pinned into the river, you know. Better Reaper, Get out of here, kick in. Easy. We have the better hit scan. Like, Alu just shit on ice this entire map. So
Ready for battle.
also you wanna know a big difference between these two teams? This is the tier 3 team that we scrimmed yesterday, Octo.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
A big difference between us, our defense and them, was so we set up similar to what they were doing. They had the damage booster dash on the high ground, the tanks on the low ground to contest, and then another DPS that just roamed around and did whatever they wanted. But when we lost some members on defense, we won the fight because Alu managed to just click everyone's head, and you managed to one clip at Moira. So, so like this was a nice like Diana's landing nice anti-nades, but yeah. So just take a second. Like, we have good sustain, whatever. I can't believe Raging lives this. I cannot believe that Raging lives here. It does not make sense.
Time to raise my APM.
And I get Cole, and we just run the other way around. But at this point, you want your Ashe to get more value on this high ground, because we're playing like so clumped up. So when they did this, they sorry, when we sat on high ground, we like Alu made. Do you see how much damage I just healed? I'm not surprised I have Cole. But like we got value out of having this like split, whereas they're not really getting much done with it. So they do manage to get the res off, which we probably should not have let happen, but
Helden sterben nicht.
Oh, this is unlucky from Alu because they backed away. It's a very nice grab. I can't believe the Mercy survived there. Why did the Mercy go for that res, dude? I charged up another call. So we just played that fight smartly. We didn't push too aggressive. We charged up ults and then just won. Like, I got nothing for that one. I think that our offense strat of playing like a ball just works and will work against the next team we play against. Whatever the fuck the name is. So I think that our offense stays the same. So we go Rhine, Zarya. I've put Zarya / Diva depending on what they're running to what becomes an issue. McCree, Reaper, Lucio, Moira. Okay, Dorado. We're getting there.
Traveling to Dorado.
Only 2 more maps, and I can be done with this.
Attackers incoming in 30
Yeah, no problem, F9. See you later, dude. Well, first thing first, we didn't play what I said we were playing, but that's fine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack.
I don't think we get enough value out of Echo to be running Echo as much as we do. That's an unlucky nade. Who's contesting the cart? Baby Diva. So we somehow win this first fight. I don't know what the fuck just happened. And we get the res off. Okay. So like that first fight is fine. It could have been cleaner, but whatever, it's fine. And then we just lose this. Because we get 2 picks. How do we lose from here? Gutsy wastes his ult by turning into Lucio.
Helden sterben nicht.
Trade main tanks. This is still very winnable. Beat. Beat's how they win. Beat Visor. We just don't kill the Visor. When did Gutsy die? Did Gutsy die to the Visor? That's unlucky. His bubble literally just ran out. Yeah, so Gutsy dies to the Visor because he's playing too careless because they have no DPS up. Target prioritization is why we lost this fight. Happens. You lose fights that you shouldn't lose all the time. Oh well. That Anna is by herself because she's not gonna get peel from the Lucio because the Lucio doesn't know what the meaning of the word peel is. So Lucio should have been the Anna should be the first target. I like the rotation up to high ground here. I like the, you know, using your brain. Knowing you can take space. Why nano? Was that a mistake? Because it looks like you're supposed to nano raging. He is supposed to nano raging. Nade yourself. That's the problem with having 2 supports that aren't that vocal. Zoom either needs to nade himself or needs to say to Kanji that he needs healing. So that's just unlucky. Like, Raging dives in thinking he's gonna get the nano, and then it doesn't get the nano because Gutsy runs right in front of Zoom's face as Zoom goes to nano Raging. A position for you, Zoom, would be playing in this window here. You can see the entire point when people dive in, and it's good line of sights for you. Both your tanks just get antied because they jump in carelessly. Trade 1 for 1. They use beat aggressively because there's nothing that they need to use it for defensively. So they just win. You wasted a lot of time doing nothing this map. like Nerve do really well in scrappy fights because their focus on like their target focus is much better than ours. So the scrappier the fight is, the more likely that they are to win. So gotta be we've got to be deciding fights a lot easier, a lot, you know, faster. Okay, as far as comp goes, I think that it's fine, but with that comp, you're putting way too much pressure on F9 to just assassinate someone. Because Guts is just going to be shooting tanks. Because that's Echo, but Echo has a pocket, so Echo should be diving the backline with them. But Guts is shooting tanks, so I don't know. Gutsy, why do you shoot tanks on Echo when you've got a pocket, but you shoot the backline on Reaper? I don't understand. My brain hurts. So, if you're gonna run this, you gotta win the fight cleanly. And because we don't have target prioritization, we didn't win the fight cleanly. So, running... I think that running something along the lines of Rhine, D.Va, and then running Anna, Brig, what DPS? McCree something. McCree... I don't know what the other DPS would be. But the point of the comp would be fuck whoever's on the high ground. Actually, I think maybe Moira Lucio would be better than if we're running it like that. Anyway, the point being is you're just gonna get the cart like up here with like Ryan being pocketed and whatever, and then once the cart gets here, like then you can fight as a ball, because without proper target prioritization we can't play dive, and I know we need to get better at dive, but are we going to get good enough at dive by Saturday? Saturday. Or do we just go for a comp that will make space for the DPS rather than being a full dive? I think we do that. I think we play a comp that will make space rather than a comp that just wants to dive and just blow up one target. Because they are slightly different when you play them. So I think going either the Rhino or the Monkey and playing very slow up until you get it to here, and then just brawling out in choke and getting cart progress. Because D.Va plus, say Tracer, D.Va plus Tracer will be able to bother whoever's on the high ground. Maybe not kill, maybe not do anything, but this core should be able to have, like, Moira, Lucio, Ryan, McCree, should be able to move the cart. Whilst Tracer stays alive. That I think that's the most important thing. Is you're not really going for assassinate. If you can get an assassination, good, but don't just be going for that. You want to be able to play a lot safer. I think going that would be better. At least on first point. Second point can be changed. Fuck me, dude. I need a break. I need a break. My brain is melting. Yeah, I'm gonna take like 30-minute break, and then I will finish these last two maps. Because if I can get these done,